We're up at Douglas Head with David here, who's on a moment or two to getting ready for. It's not a service as such; it's just a group gathering, isn't it, David?
That's right. Yeah, we're doing a gathering of remembrance this evening to commemorate World Suicide Prevention and Awareness Day.
Yeah.
And it's a few of the members from the group remembering the lost ones who've passed with down to suicide.
If you don't mind me asking a bit of details, because obviously it's affected you very personally, your son.
That's right. Yeah, I lost my son Martin David Higson 2 years ago in June 2018 to suicide. He was in America when he took his own life, and ever since that day, life looks a little bit different, shall we say.
Is it now trying to make sure that people understand that someone needs help and there's someone there for them?
Yeah, well, I've set up the Bereaved Suicide Group, Survivors Suicide Group, to support people who are in a similar position to myself, who are going through the grief journey, and just to let people know that they're not on their own when they're grieving, and we're there to support them along the way, basically. Also, we want to raise awareness about the problem we have with suicide in the world today and on the Isle of Man. It seems to be very sadly on the increase. And I think it's important that we look after each other a bit more and look out for our loved ones, our children, our family and friends. And I believe that it's a problem with society. We need to get the message across that people are valuable. Even everyone is valuable in this world. You know, no matter what situation you're in. You know, suicide is not the answer. It's a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Well, you've got a social media group, and it's from all accounts, social media is the Wild West that's causing so many, especially youngsters maybe, to have this feeling of there's nowhere else to go, which is almost surprising because, you know, people can connect so much easier. Yes,
that's the trouble. I mean, there's so much pressure on young people today. It's all about likes, it's all about getting approval from their peers, and it's very difficult for young people today. I think what we need to do is to get through to our young people and change the thought processes and make them feel worth for what they are and who they are and their individual identities. You know, instead of following the crowd and getting acceptance by the crowd. You know, we need to teach our children how to cope with life as it is at the moment, how difficult it can be, and give them the tools so that they don't even consider the option of taking their own life.
I mean, you see sometimes online, a cry for help. It's almost like people want to be reached out and helped, but they don't know where to go for that help. Yeah,
well, I think recently there's been a lot of work done in on the charity side of things, and the Isle of Man especially. There's a few groups here that are willing to help people who need help and support them through that. And I think things are improving, but obviously. We need to get on top of it a bit better.
So your son was in America, but here in the Isle of Man, there always seems to be a case, especially young men. The rate is high.
Yeah, the rate for men taking their own lives is higher than women, and I don't know what the answer or why that is the reason, but yeah, we need to get to our young men as well. You know, to change the mindset. Yeah. You know, anything's overcomable. You can achieve anything. You know, it doesn't matter what situation you're in. You know, it should never be an option. It should never cross your mind. You know,
is it a Samaritans number? What would you suggest?
Yeah, I mean the Samaritans on the Isle of Man as well. Yeah, absolutely. The Samaritans are here. There are a number of charities on the Isle of Man. Quing help people who are in problems, and there's Reach. And I know I'll Listen is working with younger people in the schools to help them prepare for life, basically. But yeah, you know, it's not all about getting the nice cars, getting the qualifications. You know, you should be able to live your life and enjoy it and be who you are and be an individual. You know, and express yourself that way. You know, people shouldn't be ashamed of who they are.
So tonight, when you have your gathering, what are you going to do exactly?
Yeah, we're going to gather tonight, and at some stage in the proceedings, we're going to light candles and read names out of people who've passed through suicide over the last few years. People from the Isle of Man mainly, people from the relatives and friends from the group. and we're just going to have a talk about the numbers of statistics and stuff like that. So.
And of course, remembering the people that have been left behind, like yourself, sort of thing, because you must, as you say, feeling it. You're still on that sort of journey yourself, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. It's only been 2 years for me, and it's a difficult journey to be on. I must say that it's the hardest thing that you would ever imagine. I wouldn't wish it upon anybody. And it's such a difficult thing. It's like a bomb going off in your life. Everything just gets turned upside down. Even some days getting out of bed is just such a mammoth task. You just never know when grief's going to hit you, how you're going to feel about it.
And meeting people in the same position, is that helpful, sort of thing?
Absolutely, yeah. Because when I look back at the beginning of 2 years ago, the state I was in, I was in a desperate state. I was, the pain is just undescribable. The anguish, the questioning, because it's not like any other bereavement suicide. There's so many questions attached to it. Why? What if? What could I have done? This? Could I have done that? It's so complicated.
And your case is remoteness, because you were here and your son was over there.
Absolutely, yeah. I was remote from my son Martin, and of course we used to keep in touch every week. But he would always paint a rosy picture of how life was in America, and never really told me what was going on.
That they live their lives on Facebook and Instagram. Everything is just fantastic, almost. It's the pressure also horrendous on people.
Yeah, so we just got a rosy picture, and so that became quite a shock to us when we did find out what had happened. But I decided that I needed to find out the reasons why, and I kind of investigated what happened and the surrounding circumstances to my son's passing, and I managed to get some sort of story of why he did it.
Which gave you closure?
Which has helped.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I've got closure yet, but it's helped along the way. He left us a note, which is not always the case, and that's just another complication with suicide.
Yeah.
It's okay saying we're going to prevent suicide, but some people don't give you a chance to prevent it. Some people, well, they can be very secretive when they've got problems. They don't want to open up and discuss it with other people. So it's a difficult task. Some deaths are preventable, I'm sure, but not all, sadly.
Well, this Awareness Month, there may be people watching this who are in your situation, whatever, and haven't been reached out to or helped, and you suggest that is a good idea to get in touch.
Absolutely, yeah. We run the Facebook group. We have a website. We run Instagram, and also the other media.
There's so many. But that's social media doing some good there. You see,
yeah, absolutely, yeah. Because it's not a charity. I didn't want to start another charity up.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do something. I don't have a lot of free time, but what time I do have, I can do online, just support people with just messaging, or we meet up for coffees now and again, and we've got plans for the future, which I'm going to discuss with the group later on this evening.
So anyone watching this who's thinking they're in a very bad place,
yeah, sure.
What would you say to them?
Yeah, well, just talk to your friends and family. If you can't talk to your friends and family, there's so many helplines online in the UK. There's the Samaritans. There's always somebody to talk to, and no matter what situation that you're in, it's nothing that cannot be overcome. You can start again, whatever it is. You can start a new life. And that's what we do with grief every day. When grief hits us, we decide, right, what are we going to deal with grief today? Are we going to crumble like we did yesterday? Are we going to fall to bits again? You've got to make a conscious decision. But there are a number of charities around the UK that can help you, give you support, anonymously as well. Yeah.